So we just got the release of season 2 of The Witcher, and it is one of the best adventure shows I think I've seen for a long while. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon and this is Film Flare, where we discuss anything and everything that makes film and television great. So be sure to subscribe and let's talk about a fantastic show. Set in a world filled with magic, monsters, and elves, The Witcher tells a story about a solitary monster hunter until events are set in motion that bring about the fulfilling of a long-lost prophecy that could change the world forever.
So, I'm your destiny?
You're much more than that, Cirilla.
Now this show wastes no time jumping right into it, and the first few scenes tell us almost everything we need to know about this world and the title character with only the smallest bit of dialogue. We immediately know that monsters exist in this world. Geralt, our main character, is a monster hunter, and the world hates people like him, yet at the same time absolutely needs them for survival. We also see that he's new to town and that he travels a lot, and that coupled with the public opinions about his kind, it's no wonder that Geralt of Rivia is a solitary man, preferring his horse to actual people. And by the end of the first episode, we also know everything else we need to know about him. He's seen evil and he's battled monsters, so he knows that sometimes the worst monsters of them are people.
Evil is evil, Stragable. Lesser, greater, middling. It's all the same.
He doesn't want to take sides in any conflict, but he can't stop himself from doing the right thing in that moment, which puts him in some lose-lose situations in the court of public opinions more often than not. But he never lets that sway him from his own personal viewings of right and wrong. And he's also virtually unmatched in a fight, yet holds the demeanor of a pacifist, knowing that if he pulls his sword, someone is going to die, and he does not die easy. He's a quiet man, a few words, and I think Henry Cavill's portrayal of him was absolutely superb. He has the physicality to pull off this beast of a monster hunter, yet the demeanor to blend in with the everyday low commoner. It's a balancing act between Greek and meek, and he splits the difference perfectly. Not to mention his perfect delivery of that well-loved catchphrase.
Fuck. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Fuck.
The second standout that makes this show great is Anya Chalotra as Yennefer, the mage who wants it all and is willing to do almost anything to get it. Almost. While Geralt is driven almost exclusively by duty, whether it's to the jobs he takes on or the values that he holds, Yennefer is driven by little more than her desire for power. And I love the fact that this story makes that drive for power not in a way that makes her the bad guy. In fact, her story is almost a sympathetic one most of the time. And when she does stray too far into the territory of becoming that bad guy, she quickly finds her way back, and her seesaw between both sides is really entertaining to watch unfold. And finally, to complete our main trio is the princess who just wants to be a regular commoner. So much so that she dresses up as one of them just to sneak out of the palace and play games with the local children, while absolutely hating her posh and proper status and all of the functions and responsibilities that entails. But all of that's overshadowed as we watch her guardians try and fail to hold off an attack that burns down everything she loves, and we quickly learn that this little princess is very special in ways that even she herself doesn't know, and everyone gets to piece together just how special she really is throughout the running of the show. The pilot episode sets our main characters' paths on a collision course with each other, and everything else from there on are just fun little side quests that slowly but surely bring our main trio together.
The girl in the woods will be with you always. She is your destiny.
Now, while I do like Freya Allan's acting in the role of Ciri, her character does just kind of feel like a walking MacGuffin for most of the show. She's nearly the sole objective for almost every character in the show and spends most of her time either running, hiding, or trying to get to one of them. She's basically the center of all the stories, yet all the stories are unfolding around her with very little actually happening for her herself. And it isn't until the second season where she really begins to feel like she's coming into her own as a character, not just an object to be possessed. And I do have hope for her moving forward, especially knowing just how important her development is in the books and all the rest of the underlying source material. And while the show is mostly reliant on the strength of the characters and the truly epic nature of their journey and story, the show didn't cut any corners when it came to creating some really fun action sequences. I mean, the choreography that went into some of these fights was just incredible, and every single one of them brought something new to the table, whether we were going up against monsters or regular people. I think the awesome action in itself is reason enough to tune into this show. I do think that the original season was slightly better than the second, but maybe it's just because there was more of a novel idea back then. Everything was brand new, from the world to the characters to the style of action and storytelling all around. We were just already acclimated to it for the second season, but it's still a really good one. My biggest issue with the show is just that it seems like it's moving too fast. Not in the sense that the characters are doing so much, but it feels like certain events and details are being skipped over and we're getting the Cliff Notes version of the story rather than the full one with all of its context and natural developments and progressions through the story. And that's especially clear in the storyline revolving around the Brotherhood. That one kind of just jumps around all over the place without really telling us what's happening, and the scenes that we do see are kind of just random and scattered, without any real thread holding them all together.
That's quite barbarous, even for me.
Welcome to the Brotherhood.
But overall, this is a really fun show. And I don't usually binge watch whole seasons at once, but this is one of the ones where I sat down for a few episodes and accidentally finished the entire season in only a couple days. The Witcher gives you everything you want in a fantasy series. Adventures worth watching, monsters and magic to spice it up, a bit of geopolitical conflict to keep the whole world on edge, some awesome action and battles to keep you entertained, and a personal journey that makes it all worthwhile. The Witcher simply delivers it all. There are already rumors about an additional 3 series to cover the 5 books in the main Witcher saga, and if that turns out to be true, then I will gladly watch every episode we get, especially knowing that there are so many more characters to introduce and places the story could go. But if you've already seen The Witcher, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't yet, the first 2 seasons are available now for streaming on Netflix. But before you go and watch that, please do be sure to give this video a like and go ahead and subscribe. It helps us out with the algorithm and everything, and we've got new content coming out every week. But until next time, have a great day. Don't forget to watch a great show. Bye.